From Dwayne Wade's personalized Band-Aids to Michael Jordan's black and red Jordan 1s, let's dive into some of the most ridiculous band items in NBA history.
From a basketball, from an ownership standpoint, their preference for that product.
Do you spend a lot of time in the
shoe
business?
If you look at all my portfolio of things that I'm involved in.
Over the years, the NBA has piled up quite a list of strange items they have decided to prohibit, leaving many fans wondering, why are these items banned in the first place? As we'll see, the league is primarily concerned with player safety and, of course, protecting the league's image and IP, also known as maximizing their profits. It all started with a gash under the left eye of none other than Miami Heat legend Dwayne Wade. In a regular season game back in 2009, the Flash received an unwanted poke inches below his left eye. Wade decided to make the most of having to wear a Band-Aid on his face. Instead of rocking a plain beige bandage, D-Wade decided to accessorize. The first appearance of his swaggy gauze displayed his nickname Flash on a bright red bandage. In his next game, he wore a bright blue bandage, this time sporting a personalized Wade moniker. With the stylish Band-Aid directly plopped on Wade's face, the league felt that it breached game attire and game presentation guidelines. Commissioner David Stern claimed that Wade's identifiable bandages violated league policy. Fans across the globe were left puzzled, wondering how a simple Band-Aid could infringe on league rules. NBA spokesman Tim Frank commented on the situation after outright banning Wade's personalized bandages. Frank went on to say, "A player can wear a Band-Aid for healthcare purposes, but it shouldn't have any names or identifications on it." Talk about a strict dress code. Let's shift our attention to Googlegate. Once again, the culprit was none other than, you guessed it, Dwayne Wade.
Very hard in this league to win it all. And, you got to have guys that on any given night that can carry, what you call your own weight. And nights that you got to do it together.
The three-time NBA champion suffered from severe light sensitivity, all caused by a slew of painful migraine headaches. Wade, being the ultimate competitor, refused to sit out of a single contest and explored the idea of wearing tinted glasses during games. Upon submitting photos of the shades to the league, NBA officials rejected the request. The league claimed the shades gave him an unfair competitive advantage, which prevented opponents from seeing Wade's eyes, all because of too much tint. Shifting gears, let's take a look at some more oddities banned by the NBA. Back in the early years of NBA history, athletes regularly rocked jewelry and gold chains during games. From Dr. J's signature look in the 80s to Michael Jordan's iconic slam in the dunk contest in the 90s, gold chains were seen throughout the league. Jewelry became a staple of NBA culture. The league decided to disallow necklaces in 1980 after 76ers center Darryl Dawkins popularized the look. While the ban makes sense on a practical level, many felt that it thwarted the players' ability to express themselves. With the league looking to improve player safety, they soon cracked down on wearing all forms of jewelry. By the time Jordan entered the league, players were heavily fined for wearing any form of bling. Did that stop the GOAT? Absolutely not. He showed up to the 1985 dunk contest sporting a thick gold chain, performing one of the best dunks in NBA history, while iced out. Next up, we have the notorious do-rag ban.
Playing off of those guys, reading them. I think LeBron does a great job of reading the court, seeing where everybody's at, knowing where guys is at on the floor. And today he did a great job of finding me.
Do-rags are seen as an integral part of hip-hop culture, which has continuously inspired NBA fashion for decades. Upon banning the head covering, the league referred to do-rags as ninja-like headbands. Big oof. As expected, controversy and backlash soon followed. Players fought hard to continue wearing do-rags, claiming that it was an insensitive ban and that it disregarded black culture. Yet the league got their way, as they seem to always do. Despite other head coverings being permitted, the do-rag ban infuriated athletes throughout the world of sports. Another strange restriction on headwear is the ban on wearing flipped headbands. Popularized by former Celtics guard Rajon Rondo, the league coined the look unprofessional. The NBA found that flipped headbands were distracting and deemed it a violation of the uniform policy. In 2010, an NBA spokesman confirmed that the league would soon issue a ban on rocking the flipped headband. The league became sticklers for anything and everything that might make a player's uniform unprofessional. Fast forward to the second millennium, we have arguably the most ridiculous ban of them all, the logo haircut ban. In 2013, Knicks guard Iman Shumpert shaved the Adidas logo into the back of his head. Whether it was his endorsement deal with Adidas or a strange bout of self-expression, the NBA was having none of it. League officials claim that it violated the policy against sporting a corporate logo, although there is one logo permitted to be incorporated into a haircut, none other than the NBA logo itself. Eventually, the league forced Shumpert to remove the Adidas logo, threatening heavy fines. Ironically, upon shaving the logo out of his haircut, a large black triangle remained, resembling the logos of both Delta and Nabisco. While the ban on Shumpert may have backfired, the league still firmly upholds its restriction on unwanted logo haircuts. A monumental ban in NBA shoe history came in the 1994 playoffs. After Michael Jordan's 2-year hiatus, he returned to the league with a vengeance and a slew of new sneakers. His newest and most beloved shoe were the Concord 11s, a sleek and stylish all-white high-top sneaker. In a playoff match against the Orlando Magic, Jordan laced up his all-white Concords. The league proceeded to fine him a whopping $5,000. Since his Concords were almost entirely white and the Bulls were wearing their red uniforms, the league once again decided to fine the GOAT. Jordan allegedly did not conform his footwear to his team's jersey color. The fine was incurred for violating, you guessed it, league uniform guidelines. A common theme here is the discussion of ridiculous items the NBA has prohibited. Let's not forget, none of these restrictions are as ridiculous or infamous as the 1984 ban on Michael Jordan's debut sneakers. MJ signed an illustrious shoe deal with Nike, and his first signature shoe, the Air Jordan 1s, were set to debut in 1984. Soon after Jordan's first game rocking his new kicks, the NBA claimed that the Jordan 1s broke the league's uniform policy, not because of the design of the shoe, but because of the color that the shoe didn't have. Nike designed the shoe to feature the iconic Bulls colors, black and red, but they left out a very important detail. At the time, the league required its players to coordinate their shoes according to their team's two primary colors. As for the Chicago Bulls, those colors were red and white, not red and black. NBA officials were so enraged by Jordan's violation that they fined MJ $5,000 for each game that he wore his signature shoes. Newly appointed commissioner David Stern sent Nike a letter forbidding Jordan from wearing the shoe. This ridiculous ban wound up backfiring for the league as Nike decided to pay off the fines, urging Jordan to continue wearing his sneakers. What originally cost Nike thousands of dollars in fines turned out to be one of the greatest marketing campaigns in NBA history. With all eyes on Jordan's infamously banned sneakers, every NBA fan around the world wanted to get their hands on a pair. The NBA is no stranger to controversy, having handed out its fair share of questionable bans in its history. While the league argues it is looking to uphold a standard of professionalism and uniformity, some of the items they have banned are downright outrageous. Despite the league's attempts, players will continue to push back and fight for their freedom. Throughout the years, the league has banned a number of strange items, from Dwayne Wade's stylish band-aids to logo haircuts and Michael Jordan's sneakers. And there you have it, the NBA's ever-growing list of ridiculous banned items. What do you think will be added to the blacklist next?